there's a first time for everything. Like today, there's two teams playing who are going to get, one of them is going to get their first win, their first points in this tournament. And more importantly, because it is more important, the Red Table makes its first appearance on this season of MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. Talia!
Nice. Just look at that.
Just look at it. The beautiful Red Table with new clothes down the front. If you can cut to the lock shot. There you go. Oh, that looks nice.
It's the nicest looking Red Table I think we've had.
Yeah.
Slightly different shape from last year.
That's because I got to work with a saw on the original one.
Right.
So, but
is this your design?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I don't know if it's design or default, but it just happened. But it is here. It's in front of you. I also want to have a quick word with Ajit, who actually went into my house when I was not there and stole it. But that's fine.
Yeah.
We're not going to mention that. It was the largesse of my heart that made me bring it back. I've stopped denying that I had stolen it last year. I'm not denying that anymore. I've got Joy Bhattacharjya and Simon Doull here with me, of course. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
It's a big day today. Someone's getting points.
Someone's getting points. Someone's getting their first points.
Yeah.
It's exciting time.
It's always a special
But
day.
who? But who?
Yeah. Question is, they're both playing so badly that I thought cricket would be the winner, as Shastri would say.
Harsh.
Straight away with the knife.
But just one thing,
Not delicate at
before we
all.
go any further, can I have a minute of silence on this show for Basanti?
Yeah.
Basanti was a crocodile who lost her life in giving Simon Doull these shoes. Please, you need to have a look at these. You just need to have a look at these. These are the worst shoes in the history of mankind.
They are amazing.
Great shoes.
It is. It's also a crocodile.
You can see
that-
Basanti's this thing out here, line out here.
No, there are also shoes that this crocodile felt really cold before dying. That's why the tips are blue. Right? The tips are blue. It died because of hypothermia, as you can tell. But, well, you know, there's been a lot of shoes and brickbats to both these teams because they've lost 3 out of the 3 games that they've played. But something today is going to change. Just look at the points table. Don't look at my table. Look at the points table. And you can see Rajasthan and Bangalore at the bottom. And nobody would have expected this. Simon, fair to say their fans would not have expected this 10 days ago.
We've talked about this a little bit. Rajasthan, to me, looked like at the time they had 4 of the stronger overseas players coming into the tournament. Obviously, Stephen Smith hasn't quite found his mojo as yet. Jofra Archer has been very good, I think, with the ball for them. But Butler hasn't started as he left off last year. And so they were just
And
struggled.
Stokes is not... He's not giving you the Stokes material.
Not yet. He hasn't quite lived up to his billing. He's getting better.
Yeah.
If he'd have just got them across the line in Chennai, if he could have won that game in Chennai for Rajasthan, I think we might have started to see the real Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
Just shine for the rest of the tournament. He needs to win a game for them. He needs to do it not quite right with the ball, and just hasn't quite got that power with the bat at the moment. So they're both struggling, and you know, both sides. I thought they'd drop Stephen Smith tonight. I really did. I thought they'd leave him out.
We spoke about that last night. We thought Steve Smith would not get a go. I was of the opinion that Steve Smith is too big a name to sort of drop into sideline, and I guess that's what's happened. Sometimes it's
well, he's got a life because Sanju Samson's injured. I think so. He's going to maybe have to bat at 3. Yeah,
that could be because Sanju Samson is not playing. He's got an injury issue, so therefore Steve Smith comes at 3, probably a better position for him. Ben Stokes still stays there.
Interesting is Varun Aaron. Varun Aaron is really interesting. Varun Aaron is a out-and-out quick. He's probably the fastest, consistent Indian fast bowler. I mean, every team has picked him up and said that anyone who can bowl at 145, 148 effortlessly should be a weapon. But somehow he's never managed to string together games. And that's the basic problem with him. Either he's too fast, and they were talking about this being a good pitch to bowl on for fast bowlers. So maybe that's why they're looking at him to come in and really go fast at it. Because, see, what's happened is they've realized that Jaydev is not working, simply probably because, you know, they've worked out that the kind of bowling that he does, as we were talking about the other day, he needs somebody to put pressure on the other end. Yeah. If there's no run pressure, Jaydev can be played off. He's never going to threaten you.
And I also think he needs a surface that's dry and old. So the other night in Chennai was no good for him because it was wet. It was so wet. I was on that ground the other night. So it was as wet and dewy as I'd seen any cricket
Were
ground.
the crocodiles slipping?
Well, I don't wear these out, and only in the studio, only on shiny floors. Around the hotel and on shiny floors. I don't wear them out in the streets.
You've become really posh, Simon. You're not like this.
I bring some old ones for that.
You were a guy like us. You were a man from the streets. You've become too posh now.
Very cheap shoes at the ground because they get damp and they get damaged. So we can't do that.
Jaydev hasn't got cheap shoes because he's not been cheap for the team.
No.
And he has been expensive in terms of figures, as you can see. There you go, an economy rate north of 12. We're giving away more
But
than
just
2
see
runs
that,
per ball
see how
regularly.
it drops off from Jofra. 6.33 and then just even 9.73 is quite high, and then after that it's astronomical.
The last 2 overs from our commentary box end in Chennai the other night went for 52.
Wow, yeah.
The last 2, that was the losing of the game. Kulkarni bowled 1, Unadkat bowled the other. They went for 28 and 24.
Yeah.
While the 2 overs at the other end, I think, went for 15.
Yes, because
And it was the
Jofra's
losing
one
of
was
the
7.
game.
Jofra was
Yeah.
7 and 8.
They were
I
like
think.
3 overs
7
for
and 8.
70 or something. Last year it was over 70.
Yeah,
So
but 52 of those were from one
Yeah.
end, and that was Kulkarni and Jadeb Unadkat. So, and the thing is, guys will target him now as well. They'll look at Unadkat and they'll know he's under pressure. They know he's an expensive buy, and they'll say, if we go after him, he will crumble a little bit. So to me, he's a guy that will only play now on dry surfaces where the ball will grip, because that's been his best performances over the tour in the last few years. At the back end of an innings, when the slower balls can take, take place.
as we call them, katoris, the slower ones, the katoris, the how do I explain? Bowls, like little bowls, the katoris, how you just spin them like that.
Yes,
and that's what he does. He throws those little, the little slow balls like
But
katoris.
I did watch Varun Aaron as well the other night in Chennai, and he looks fit and strong.
He's
really strong. I mean, he looks like he could be, like, I don't know, a sort of a really light bantamweight boxer. He's just got muscles on muscles. He looks really strong.
He's from Jharkhand, Boni State.
And he's been doing well for Jharkhand.
He's really expressed. And see, what happens is 145, 150 international players still are used to playing it. If state team facing a guy, anyone who bowls over 145, he's a weapon. Yeah. He's really a weapon at the domestic Ranji level.
Right.
The thing about him is he's just a lower back has got a bit of a stress issue, maybe because of his action. So that keeps recurring, because otherwise, that's what Gaurav Ganguly used to once said. We had him in 2010, but he couldn't play for us because he was injured a lot of the time.
Yeah.
He says you can't coach pace.
No.
True.
No.
You can coach accuracy, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's his thing.
I remember is because Mr. Kohli, our cricket teacher in school, he always used to say, pace is nothing without accuracy.
Yeah, but the thing is, pace is, Joy's 100% spot on. You bowl as fast as you can. My job is to teach you how to bowl straight.
Yeah.
The worst thing I hear any coach say is, slow down and bowl it straight. Yeah. Don't slow down. Don't slow down. Bowl it fast. I'll teach you over time how to bowl it straight. Cannot coach pace. If you've got pace, don't coach it out of someone. Don't discourage them from bowling fast. Do your job as a coach.
Yeah.
Do your job. Teach them how to bowl straight.
Yeah, that's right. Don't turn a rocket into a jet. Just point the rocket direction.
Exactly.
Just point it.
I like it.
Don't do it. Don't slow it down, man. All right, so there's 3 changes for Royal Challengers Bangalore as well. One, no surprise. Marcus Stoinis, of course, comes in for Colin Grandhome. Also, the other one, not a surprise, given the surface. Navdeep Saini comes in for Prayas Burman, so a pacer for a spinner looking at the surface. And then Akshdeep Nath comes in the middle, and Joel, tell us about him.
No, just interesting. Right-hand batsman, plays for UP in the Ranji Trophy, plays for them in Mushtaq Ali. He's been around for a while. He was with the Gujarat Lions. That's when they first picked him up. He had a couple of good knocks as well. The thing about him is that I think somebody else was in the chase for him. I think it was Punjab. So he's gone at 3.6 crores. So far, 3.6 crores. So they invested 5.2 odd on Shivam Dubey, 3.6 on Akshdeep Nath, and about another 3 or 4 on Shimron Hetmaier. And none of these are, really, bankable players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always have a problem with the team when you're putting serious money on guys who are iffy. I mean, could turn up, couldn't turn up. You can do one of those. Doing 3-4 of those, I think.
You've seen the pressure on Hetmaier straight away, haven't you? First game, just pushed one straight to cover, took off, deer in the headlights sort of stuff, wasn't he? And he just hasn't quite got it yet. That's why I would rather see him at the top of the order. I mean, we talked about this, I say last night, Gaurav, but it was actually this morning.
Yeah.
We talked about this
early this morning.
Yeah, earlier this morning. And I would have perhaps left out Parthiv and maybe played Shimron Hetmaier at the top of the order with Virat Kohli.
Which means AB takes the gloves.
And AB takes the gloves. Or they could have brought in the other keeper who someone told me on social media.
Klaasen,
Heinrich Klaasen, but it's foreign.
No. They've got another Indian keeper.
They actually don't have an established Indian keeper. Himmat Singh.
Don't know. I was told on social media the name.
Akshdeep keeps.
Keeps. That's right. They said.
Oh, so there you go.
And I would have brought Washington Sundar in.
Yeah. Let's look at the Bangalore squad again while they are talking.
Yeah.
So you would have brought Washington Sundar in again. I would be surprised if Marcus Stoinis would not open. He's done so well in the Big Bash opening, but you wouldn't open with him?
Well, you can't bat Parthiv anywhere else. He cannot bat anywhere else. If he doesn't open, he shouldn't be playing. So that's why I don't see them doing it. And that's why I would have also left them out.
So you think Akshdeep Nath is a better batsman, right? He can force the pace down there. What if Parthiv is just at 7? So if there is a collapse, he's there. Because if you're going down to number 7, there's a collapse.
So I have one issue, and I keep asking this. It's the same thing. So you have a set batsman. Suppose that Parthiv after 6 is useless to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's effectively happened is, suppose Parthiv has stayed till 6. That means somebody like an A.B. de Villiers or a Virat Kohli who would have seen the ball seen 20-odd balls and gone on.
Yeah.
Instead, you want a guy to now get out because even if he goes on, he's no good to you.
He can't clear the ropes.
So it's a losing strategy to start.
It is. Yeah. It's a poor strategy. And that's where RCB have gone wrong, I think, time and time again, is strategy and just their team selection. They still don't know. Yeah. After 3 games, they're still not sure. They've been waiting for Stoinis. They've been waiting perhaps for Coulter-Nile to come in. They've got Tim Southee who can bowl at the death. Haven't used him at all yet.
And they need that. They need a death bowler.
Yeah.
No, and they've done it without any thought. Because if you look at it, do you know where Klaasen was taken? Klaasen was taken when the players were bought back in the auction.
Yeah.
He was taken at that point in time. That means still then they did not have an international second wicket-keeper of an Indian note.
Yeah.
So that means already you've made up your mind and saying that, okay, Parthiv's got that spot, which means already you're defensive from ball 1.
Yeah, well, Klaasen's a great hitter. We've seen him, in fact, seen him in one of the T20s that India and South Africa played where he hammered the spinners. It was a wet ball that day. But anyway, he got the runs, didn't he? But Klaasen's not getting a look in, especially when he, as Joy points out, they brought him back into the auction and bought him. Anyway, well, what do? You need to select as well. And as you can see, these two teams are confused about their selection a bit. You are not. That's why you can play the MPL Super Team. Just download the app, choose the game that's happening today, and of course, choose your team. Make your Super Team and join the contest. And if you win, if you're on top, you get to be on our leaderboard. And if you're on our leaderboard right on top, we will show your photo. We will take your name. You will get the red table.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Can't sell that lie 2 years in a row, can
No, you can't. It was last year's lie.
Some of the people all the time, all of the people some of the time.
Yes.
I mean, politicians do it every 5 years. Nobody asks them, right?
You wait. You can make poll promises.
Yeah.
IPL promises, poll promises. End of the IPL, I will give a table.
End of the IPL, I will give a table for development. In the name of development, I will give a table. All right, well, let's talk about the captain of India and the captain of RCB. It's his 100th game today, Virat Kohli, as captain. And he's got quite a dismal win record, actually. It's a 45% win ratio, which is fairly low out of 100 games, which means he's lost more than he's won. MS Dhoni up there at almost 60%, as you can see. Sachin's higher as well across 50 games, as is Rohit Sharma, as is everybody.
Yeah.
Just pretty much everybody. His 100th game, so 45.45. Today, of course, if he wins, I've got a good feeling about RCB today.
Okay.
I'm only saying it because so many of our crew are RCB fans.
They're fans, aren't they?
And I just can't see their tears anymore. So I'm just saying. But if RCB wins today, it'll be 46%.
45 point something, 5 something.
Nerd. Hashtag nerd. 46% is what it'll be today. But I really feel that RCB perhaps a little more. Both teams are facing a 4th loss in a row. It just seems, looking at RCB, that their wheels may come off a little more if they lose today than the Royals. Is it because A, there's Virat, and B, they've always been fancied, and when a more fancied team loses, they're affected more?
Yeah, they start to put pressure on themselves, and Virat starts to put pressure on himself as well. And, I think he's desperate to win an IPL. He's desperate to captain a winning side in the IPL, and it's just taking its toll on him a little bit.
Yeah.
And I talked about it last year. I think the best thing RCB could have done was look for a top-class overseas captain at the auction this year, and just let Kohli be Virat Kohli, the greatest batsman in the world at the moment.
Yeah.
Just let him be for 6 weeks. The pressure of captaining an Indian side over such a long summer this year. It was such a long summer. I know he took some time out in New Zealand, but you got a World Cup coming up, and the pressure on Kohli, Captain Kohli for India, is immense. It's absolutely enormous. Not only does he have to captain that side, but he is the best player by a stretch. I mean, he was the one batsman in Australia that won them that Test series.
Yeah.
You know, it's just an enormous amount of pressure, and I would love to see him without that burden for 6 weeks of just being just a player, having fun, enjoying the game again. Not that I don't think he enjoys it, but it just to me would be a great thing to observe. Kohli, the best batsman in the world, enjoying the IPL.
But that's not going to happen, right?
No.
Just don't see it happening from either end, from RCB management's end or from Virat's end. You don't see this.
Unless they lose 4 or 5, but then I'm wondering that even if they do, who becomes captain? Because see, ABD's already put his hands up and says, I don't want the pressures of captaincy or international cricket. I want to enjoy this format for a while. And that's how he thinks he can extend his career. So who puts his hand up? There's nobody there unless you look at Parthiv Patel.
I've just dropped him. He can't be captain.
He just dropped him.
Yeah, I've just dropped him.
It's not even in his team.
But
what is he, non-playing captain?
But I loved it. The last match they played, Parthiv Patel made his debut before that Prayas Dev Burman was born.
Yeah.
So, like, when he was still a glint in his father's eye, this guy's already playing.
That is right.
And I think Kohli probably looks at MS and he thinks, you know, I mean, MS has probably been a bit of a mentor to him over the years as well when he first came into the team. And he looks at MS and he thinks, it just looks so easy, winning IPLs, winning titles. It looks so easy. I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to emulate, you know, one of my mentors, one of my heroes. But maybe, just maybe, that will come for him in 4 years' time.
Yeah.
In 5 years' time. If he decided, I don't think he's not the sort of player that will give it away this year. Because there's no quit. There's no quit in Virat Kohli. He is a fighter through and through. He'll captain the side for the rest of the season. No issue with that. He will not give it up. He will not quit on anybody, ever. You know, that's the sort of spirit he's got in himself. But maybe if he decides next year to give it away for 2 or 3 years, and then when the time comes that he's just older, more mature in his cricketing career, and he comes back to RCB, captains the side, wins a couple of titles, and then retires.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I see it.
But it's not
going to happen out a little bit.
But think about it. He's got close enough. He's got to 2 finals. He's got to the finals. He's got there and just missed out at that step. So, and those days were actually stronger teams because you had Gale also to add to AB and him. They were stronger teams. They had a bit of bowling. So, you know, he's just got there and missed. And I think also my belief is that his basic style can't change because he's like Gautam Gambhir, they're the intensity type captains. Whereas, you know, Dhoni's like, okay, chill. Or whatever's going on inside, at least it looks chill.
But sometimes you need, I don't know, when this tournament is coming so hard and fast at you, maybe that's the chill style that has worked. Because if you see, Rohit Sharma picked up titles, right? 3. MS Dhoni has picked up 3. They're both chill style of captaincy. I know Gambhir has picked up 2. But it's 6-2 in a way, isn't it?
Sachin couldn't win one. Mumbai couldn't win with Sachin as captain, but yet as soon as Rohit took over, their stocks went.
Gilly won.
If you see Gilly, you see Shane Warne.
Gilly, Shane Warne, and we are missing not Williamson. Who was the captain of SRH?
David Warner.
Warner captained them in 16.
But David Warner Hyderabadi is more chill than David Warner Australia.
Correct.
Yeah, and even if he's in the Gotham school, it's still 7-3 or 8-3.
Yeah, so it's really I'm pulling Warner this side. The SRH Warner, I'm pulling this side. He's not that same angry young man that you see in Australia. Somehow SRH, while captaining, he was slightly more chiller. So I don't know, maybe when you're playing this intensity of like 16 games over pretty much 6 weeks, you need that. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. We'll find out at the end of this tournament. The stats are more this side only. But very interestingly, in terms of dates, today, the 2nd of April, 2019, going back to the 2nd of April, 2011, 8 years ago, on this fantastic day, is when India won the World Cup. Nobody will ever forget this shot, this visual. This one as well, a man of the tournament with Captain Courageous. The legend with Captain Courageous. The new captain. Well, I think he was trying to hit UV with a wicket there, and that's why UV said, don't do this. That may be the first image ever I have seen of MS Dhoni with the trophy in his hands. I just never saw him in the radius of the trophy.
I think the next day he shaved his head and he was standing next to it. Even then he wasn't holding on to it. He had this picture and he just shaved his head the day after.
He did, yes. He did. He shaved at night, and I think the next day they needed to see the president of India, and he shaved his head and went. And I think he took that picture in front of the Gateway of India, is where he took that.
Yeah.
But we found, like, I've heard such amazing stories about it on Breakfast with Champions when Ashish Nehra, Zahir Khan, they said the trophy was in Zahir's room till 6 in the morning, as was Ashish Nehra, as was his little son, and he said they ordered 40 American breakfasts in the morning. He said they ordered like 40, and then Zach said by the time they came, everybody left. Right? And then I asked Ashish this on the show, and Ashish said, wait. He's lying. We did order 40, but we ate 20 out of those. Well, just you. But Ashu could. Nehra could eat 20 of those breakfasts.
But apparently, even the rest of the place, Bade Mian apparently, which is the famous place for lovely North Indian food, that was open till 5 in the morning because there's so many people celebrating.
The streets must have been crazy. I did the semi-final where Sri Lanka beat New Zealand in Colombo, and then I think I might have been in Singapore on the way home when the final was going on. So I missed the sort of crazy nature. But you see it, you see it in part in the IPL, don't you? But I mean, it must have just been absolute
I was on the streets here in Mumbai actually when that happened, because we were shooting the opening of extra innings, right, of the IPL. We were shooting the opening video, dancing, me and Sidhu Paji. Getting our groove on, and we were at a studio in Karjat, which is 2 hours away from the city, and we were shooting on this day, and we just looked at the crew and we said, this is ridiculous. We are doing something in cricket while not watching the final, which is happening here. Like, this is atrocious. So we wrapped the shoot by 2 o'clock, got back to Mumbai, decided that the stadium's too far, so let's just sort of midtown is where we stopped in Bandra and got home. All friends got together, watched the final. We won, came down on the streets, and I don't know, a lot of you will know in Mumbai, you've heard Bandra Bandstand or Carter Road. These are famous roads on the seafront. And we came there, and Simon, I kid you not, it was midnight.
Yeah.
You couldn't find place to put a foot down.
Incredible, eh?
There were cars, there were people sticking out of them with flags, there were people on bikes, walking. It was just the largest street party.
Because they had to party in the street, though, because the final became sort of out of reach, didn't it, for a lot of the people that support Indian cricket.
Yeah.
That the prices of the tickets were through the roof.
Besides this,
every Bollywood star was at that game. I mean, if you were in Bollywood around about that time and you weren't at the game, there was something wrong.
Yeah.
Because they were all there. It was quite incredible to watch. And
everybody was there. And can you believe I had a ticket and I didn't go? It was just too far away.
Yeah, but see, that's you, though. I mean, you're that cool type of guy. It's cooler for you to miss out on something.
Yeah. I don't have FOMO. I don't have FOMO. No. I have JOMO, the joy of missing out.
Joy of missing out.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'll sit at home while there's 40,000 of you just going into each other's armpits. Talking about joy, you're not missing out on his question, because he's here today with it himself. The joy factor question coming up.
Okay, here's the one. Okay, connect these two names with the person currently associated with an IPL team. Mike Brearley and Andrew Stoddart. And Andrew Stoddart is a man who's played a long time back. That's all I can tell you. Mike Brearley, Andrew Stoddart, and somebody currently associated with an IPL team.
Sam Curran. Tom Curran, Karan Sharma.
Karan Sharma.
I don't know, when he said current, I started thinking like maybe he's trying to give a subliminal cue that Current Nair.
That's worse than the joke I put out today.
Stop it. Andrew
about
Stoddart.
Sam Curran being very accurate, so they should call him Karan Arjun.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
You heard it.
I apologize.
No, I've got a better joke with that. They're saying there's Sam Curran and Tom Curran. Two brothers are called Curran. One had to be called Arjun also, no? See, we can work together as a team.
Yeah, I know.
And what you were saying last night, there's another one, Rory. Is it Rory? He's at North End.
There's a third brother.
Third one. He's slightly older.
Yeah. We haven't figured out how to fit him into the joke, so we'll just ignore it.
Okay. Oh.
Right?
He doesn't exist.
Yeah, not right now. When we get a good gag, we'll pull him in. Okay, we have our NPL Super Couch contest, which is RCB, of course, is batting first because that's what Ajinkya Rahane told them to do. Play free, play fearless. Probably a good thing for them that they're batting first.
Yeah, I think so. To me, this is the best option for RCB. Just let AB, let Virat, let Pativ just go ballistic up front. Stoinis can come in that middle, finish things off, maybe if they can get a great platform for him to come in towards the back end and finish things off. But freedom is the key for RCB.
Freedom!
Yeah, Mel Gibson. Give him some of that.
So, what is the prediction? What is the score prediction?
I'm going high again.
Come
Going
on.
high tonight. 197.
Are you actually high?
Would be.
I just wanted to put that joke in. It just made sense when you said 197.
197.
Okay, 197. Big call.
Okay.
Bolo, sir.
185.
185.
You gonna lowball us again?
No, 209.
What?
Oh, I love it.
You have got
love it.
You have got your red shirt on tonight,
Yeah.
haven't
Come
you?
on.
209.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's
But I tell you, that the pace Varun Aaron bowls, if Virat sort of starts
him.
gets him, he'll get a bit.
Yeah.
Even Parthiv. Post like, it'll go. Okay. You can also give your prediction to us. You can join the conversation. #Cricbuzz Live. That's on Twitter, of course. You can tag our Cricbuzz handle, which is Cricbuzz. That's it. Just Cricbuzz. That's it.
At Cricbuzz, yeah.
At
At Cricbuzz. At SDool.
At Isdul.
At Joy Bhattacharjya.
Yeah, they couldn't fit in the rest.
The rest. Charge.
They couldn't.
Charge.
Bhattacharjya. How much will he Bhattacharge us? A lot. And Gaurav Kapur. So just tag us all. Let's have fun. Let's have a conversation. Because when we watch the game, all we're busy with is actually eating risotto. So we have time to reply to your tweets. We're going to be back in the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox, and then at the end of the innings with MPL presents Cricbuzz Live. We got to go now because our dinner is here. Good night.